It's a whole new season, but once again, they're chasing the same man. Try as they might, the best riders in the AMA Pro ATV Motocross Championship can't stop Chad Wienen. As they battled it out in Texas, Wienen came out on top in Moto 1. Then in the muddy conditions of Moto 2, Wienen made it even easier by getting out front early and cruising to the second Moto win. The field has to regroup again, but the four-time champ is already hard at work at title number 5. ATV Motocross is next.
Ready to roll here at Muddy Creek Raceway. It is round number 3 of the X-Prox ATV Motocross Championship presented by CST Tires. All the riders fighting for an AMA national title. Muddy Creek has been around a long time and a long-time host of ATV Motocross, as well as plenty of big events for the bike crowd as well. And perhaps fitting for a track note as Muddy Creek, there is some mud underneath this facility. Rain on Thursday and Friday have dampened the track a little bit. Looks good on top, but a little soft underneath. Everyone's machines are all so nice and pretty right now, but it'll get a little dirty once we're out there on the track. Riders getting set to roll. Fans are getting autographs while these athletes get geared up. That's Nick Moser's ride there, the 77. A great look for that crew. Team SSR. There's Nick Janusa, new to the Pro Class this year, going very fast. Cody Jansen signing some autographs there. 665, that's Ronnie Higgerson's machine, courtesy of Savage Motorsports. And you can never count out that dark horse, Texas's own, the number 84 of Thomas Brown. Yeah, Jeff Rastrelli fans are here also. Here he is looking to build on some strong rides to start the season back at our ATV Supercross at Daytona. And Joe Bird, a Tennessee native, now in his last season of racing. There's Silas Lamons running the Suzuki flag today, and they're all chasing this man, Chad Wienen. Well, we know he's going to be hard to stop no matter what the weather or track conditions hold. That's why he's a 4-time champ.
Okay, coming off of a great race last round, and we're coming here to Muddy Creek, Tennessee. You know, I've had a lot of success here before. It's not my favorite stop, but I still had really good success here. I like the bigger jumps, rougher technical stuff, but this track's a little more hard-packed and fast. So last year, Joel and I had a really good battle here. About the whole race, we were battling back and forth, and Joel ended up getting the overall that weekend. And you know, I feel like I have really good momentum coming into this weekend, coming off of Texas, and we're gonna have a good, strong showing. Hopefully, have a really good race like we had last year, but we flip-flopped the end result. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. I know Joel's gonna be back on his game along with everybody else, and you know, we got John, you know, second in points, and I see him, this will be one of his tracks that he does well at it too. So, and don't count anybody out, and just keep doing what I've been doing. It's been working, so looking forward to it.
And he mentioned Joel. That's Joel Hetrick, always fast on this track, fighting his way back from injury. Got second at our last race in Texas.
Last year I pulled 2 moto wins, got the overall. Super pumped about that. Me and Chad had an epic battle. Probably one of the best races I've ever had with him. Being 5th in points is obviously not where I want to be. I kind of saw myself being in the top spot coming into Muddy Creek, but you know, it's just not how it worked for me. Daytona was a rough race. Came to Texas in 18th, gained some points back up to 5th. I think I'm tied for 5th right now with Nick Janusa, but we're ready to chip away at it, and it's a long season, one of the longest ones I've raced, so I'm ready for it. And you know, anything could happen to any one of us out there, so it's I'm not going to get my hopes down. I'm just going to keep chipping away and keep working my butt off and try to get up there.
Yeah, let's get out here. Riders are set for qualifying, which will determine their gate picks, and you'll get an idea of exactly what this track looks like with the best 4-wheeled ATV motocross pilots in the world let loose next.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. Amsoil, the first in synthetics, and by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Ready to roll, it's the ATV Motocross Championships here on MavTV. Riders locking into the starting gates and getting ready for qualifying, which will determine the gate picks for the first moto, but more importantly, it's a psychological advantage for everyone. Figure out exactly where they stand, especially if you do well. On board here with Chad Wienen on the Wienen Motorsports Walsh Racecraft SSI Factory Yamaha. And the thing you'll hear about Muddy Creek is the track is narrow. Now, it's got some cool elevation change as it goes in and out of a valley. But because of that, some of the ledges here that they built the jumps on are a little bit narrow. So we'll see the riders maybe getting a little more aggressive to make passes. Because Jeff Rastrelli, don't count that guy out, trying to go for his first win today. This is Nick Janusa, who we showed you earlier on the show. Young kid making a name for himself this year in the top level division. And here's Joel Hetrick, all aiming for this ATVRiders.com Whole Shot Award, by the way. There's the number 20 of Josh Upperman, the 7 of Joe Bird. Brett Musick on the 209. Cody Jansen on the 25. We mentioned Nick Moser on the 77. Yeah, throwing a little scrub into it. Ronnie Higerson, he can get starts and sprint very well. If he's up front today, watch out for him. 79, that was Wes Lewis, who also races the Pro-Am class. And 422, David Hogsma, watch for that guy. New to the full-time motocross scene this year, he can go. Sean Taylor and Brad Riley here coming through next. And there's Silas Lamons on that distinctive Suzuki. Chad Wienen ends up taking the Fast Qualifier Award here at Muddy Creek. Let's get the machines washed up and get set for the first moto. And we'll download with some of the riders, see how these things are turning out, including John Natale. Never count out the Ironman.
All right, we're here at Muddy Creek, just coming from Texas, the underground. Was able to finish on a podium there. Sitting in second in points right now. Pretty excited about where we're at. So last time we were here at Muddy Creek, it wasn't a real good time for me. Basically, season ender here. Ended up having a really weird crash and broke all my ribs and put a hole in my lungs and ended up having to have lung surgery and a bunch of other stuff. Ended up in and out of the emergency room for literally about 4 months, and basically not only took me out of my season, but out of my year, I guess, with my family and everything. So I got a score to settle with this track. Hey, we'll see what happens this weekend. I'm excited, and I think we can. I've been training hard. I think we can do well.
Yeah, good to see John bouncing back this year and becoming a championship contender again. Chad Wienen and the boys all set now for our very first moto. We will have that one when we return.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready. Amsoil, the first in synthetics, and by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Time to go racing. It's the ATV Spring National at Muddy Creek, just outside of Bristol, Tennessee. Yeah, this is the classic riders packing in their starting gate ruts so they can get the best possible launch off the line and go for the SSI Decals Whole Shot Award. Jeff Rastrelli going to run our helmet cam. 30-second card is up. And now the eyes go down, staring at the gate. Rastrelli and the rest of the field are off. And it's a 1-2 for the Maxxis Liquid Wrench Hetrick Racing boys. But it's not Joel Hetrick in the lead. It's his teammate, David Hogsma, grabbing that whole shot. I'll tell you what, Hogsma's fast. Comes from the off-road racing world in the Works Series out west. Came over for a few races last year in Moto, did very well. Now he's a full-time contender on a great machine. Everyone else battling behind him. Rastrelli trying to get around the 7 of Joe Bird, and he just got zapped by Chad Wienen. Wienen not a good start here. It's a great opportunity for Hogsman to lead some laps. You notice teammate Hetrick behind him is not going to be very patient. Here's Rastrelli trying to follow the number 1 of Wienen through. Got that inside, and I think he got around Joe Bird as well. How about the teammates up front? Hogsma and Hetrick. Right behind him, I believe that's Thomas Brown. Hogsma getting all the way over these big jumps here. And look, opening up a few quad lengths between himself and his teammate. He is on the gas. Down to the inside goes Hetrick, trying to show him a wheel. And watch out for Thomas Brown. He is right in this. And now we're on board with Josh Upperman. See that pack right in front of him. Things are tightening up all over this track. Look at this, about 10 riders all in a group. And Hetrick, he doesn't want that. He's trying to go around Hogsma now because he's got serious heat from behind. And here he goes for the lead. Now, I mentioned it's hard to find running room to make a pass on this track. Here's one of the few areas Hetrick can do it, but he's got to outbrake him down to the inside. Couldn't pull it off. Back on board with the 20 of Upperman, and he just got passed by Weenan. Weenan is not waiting around. Started about 8th in this. He knows what he needs to do. If Hetrick or Brown can pull the trigger, try to get away, he's in trouble, but he is caught up to that group now, and this is going to be fun to watch. Still on board with Upperman here about, whoa, hang on. Just got zapped by that lucky number 13 of Natali. That should be 4th place. Going back to the leaders, Hetrick still trying to get Hogsma right behind. Continues to be Brown. Now you've got to watch for Natali and Chad Whedon on the charge. Oh, Hetrick's doing everything he can to get Hogsma. There's just no place to go. Out in the marbles there, the loose stuff. And as I said, this track is a little soft underneath due to all the rain we had coming in. So if you get off that main packed down race line, bogged down in a hurry. Now side by side, Hetrick trying to make the move. And does make the move. So it took a while. Now the question is, can Hogsma run with him? Can someone else get into second and challenge? Or is Hetrick going to try to get away? Looks like, well, Hogsma's going for it. Here comes Brown as well. Hogsma's attempt to take the lead back has backfired. Thomas Brown up to second. Let's see if he can run with your leader.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready. Amsoil, the first in synthetics, and by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Rolling along, it is Joel Hetrick now in the lead. Whoa, but he misses the line. Bouncing around that corner, he had just put a little bit of a gap on Thomas Brown and Chad Whedon, who are second and third, but he lost a little bit of it right there. So now the battle is on. Look at Brown all over Hetrick. Oh, Brown, he smells blood in the water, getting sideways, letting that Yamaha hang out. Brown on the Max's Root River JB Racing Machine, and just like that, Hetrick has a good lap and stretches it a bit, and our focus goes to the third place rider, Chad Whedon, who is now close to Brown in a fight for second, and a brief look over the shoulder for Hetrick. And he's got to like what he sees. That pressure he was dealing with a lap or two ago is starting to subside, and now it's a two-man duel, but it's for second. The Yamaha men gonna fight for it. Hetrick back by Elka, Liquid Wrench, and Maxis. The comeback trail, he's on it right now. He's got to gain points on Whedon practically every moto to make up for the big crash he had in Daytona. And right now, Whedon has his hands full, just taking tons of this Muddy Creek mud off the rear tires of Thomas Brown in the fight for second. Hetrick getting away. White flag is out. Look at this gap he's pulled. Oh, Thomas Brown, hang on to that thing. Dealing with serious heat right now. Oh no, a mistake from Hetrick has opened the door on the final lap. Now Brown has a shot at it. Hetrick manages to cover the line barely. But can he ride mistake-free all the way to the end? Looks like he's settled down just a bit. Woo! This track is just so deceptive. Look at how tacky the dirt looks. But it can be slick in spots, and it almost caught out your leader. And don't count out Chad Whedon. He's still experimenting with new lines back there. He would love to get Brown. Remember, a two-moto format. It's going to go down to the wire here in Moto 1. Oh, hang on to it, and that slick stuff. The off-camber. Brown a good drive. But it's too late. Hetrick with the win.
I got a little nervous. I spun
Woo!
out.
Yeah, you hear he spun out, just able to hold on. Can he repeat it again in Moto 2, make up more points? That's the question. Everyone getting set for that one. These guys got to be spent already. That was a battle down to the wire. So Joel Hetrick will try to win his second moto today. They pay championship points per moto, so he's got to go out there and win. Australia again with their helmet cam. Folks from Rocky Mountain ATVMC helping us out with that. Let's go racing at Moto 2. One of the red bikes up front, but this time it's John Natale. SSI Decals whole shot award for him. And hey, Jeff Rastrelli gonna make our helmet cam look good. He's up to second. Oh, a little bit of push in that corner from John Natale opening the door, but Rastrelli on the outside, nowhere to go. Good job sliding back to the inside. And just chopping the line off is Natale. Rastrelli could not do the jump. Gonna come back at him. Oh, man, you hear how much roost he's taking. Hey, watch out for Chad Wienen up to third. The champion with a good start like that, he's gonna be tough to stop. A little more sunshine in this moto. We'll see how everyone adapts. Where is Hetrick, the first moto winner? There he is, about fifth, with the white and red gear on the red Honda. So all the players are up front. Natale, Rastrelli, Wienen, Thomas Brown, and Joel Hetrick. This is when Natale gets tough. He is so hard to pass. He's a veteran. He's won this title several times. Impervious to pressure. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes and puts the machine exactly where he needs it. And Rastrelli is learning that the hard way. Oh, he would love to get around and try to sprint away and win this moto, but instead, he's about to deal with the champ. Chad Wienen in third is close right up on him. Oh, and a big mistake. That is Thomas Brown. And what's happening up front? Hetrick, I believe, lost a little ground, got tangled with Brown. Brown certainly the worst of that deal. So no change in the lead three. It's fourth and fifth that ran into trouble. Rastrelli on the Root River Racing, JB Racing Gold Speed Tires machine, losing a little bit of ground as he's got to worry about Chad Wienen all over him. Wienen has his own team, Wienen Motorsports, Walsh, Raycraft, Fly Racing, Maxis, SSI Decals helping him. He's down to the inside. Rastrelli takes a look over. He knows he cannot allow Wienen to outbrake him on the entrance to this corner, and he doesn't. Good job by the young man out of Florida. Every year getting a little bit better at running this pace, fending these riders off, and it has paid off. He's been pushed all the way back to the rear grab bar of Natale, but as quickly as I say that, Wienen finds the opening. A lap later, gets second. And he wastes no time going after the lead. Just like that, Chad Wienen from third to first. A mistake from Natale. Rastrelli back up to second. Great racing at Muddy Creek.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs. And by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. Amsoil, the first in synthetics. And by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Well, things have settled down only slightly here at the Spring National at Muddy Creek. Chad Wienen continues to lead Jeff Rastrelli, but here comes your first moto winner, the 88, Joel Hetrick, in fourth. White gear on the red machine has gotten right to John Natale in a battle for third. And the overall win, when you combine both motos, hangs in the balance here. Hetrick has to get to second place, with Chad Wienen winning, so he's got to pass both Natale and Rastrelli. If not, the overall win goes to Wienen. And look at Hetrick, he must know it. Feet off the pegs and everything, digging deep, making the pass on Natale, and that's not easy to do. Boy, is this track rough. They are just being bucked around out there. But Hetrick won't worry about that until the race is over. He's got to keep this thing pinned and go after Rastrelli to try to dig out the overall victory. Wienen was third in Moto 1. Third in Moto 2 for Hetrick. They'd be tied, and the tiebreaker is the better second Moto finish. So here comes Hetrick. Now, by the way, Hetrick, who had the knee injury from round 1 at Daytona, has admitted that his training a little bit behind where he'd like to be. So can he dig down at the end of this? A little extra ventilation with the Fly Racing jersey hanging out the back. Here they come, into the flats. And Hetrick starting to show Rastrelli some lines. What a move there. He went from outside to inside and still clears the big jump. And that's the kind of thing that Joel Hetrick can do. Tremendous talent. And when you need to pull something out of the hat, he has the ability to develop a new line or a new jump and make it happen. No chance of catching Weenan. He is wheeled away from the field. But that pass is going to give the overall win to Hetrick with a first and a second as his moto scores. You see Natali and Rastrelli still going at it. And it's the one that got away for Chad Weenan. A bad start in Moto 1. Almost got around first and second. It was a battle to the wire. Moto 2, he wins it. But Hetrick will take the overall with Natali joining them on the podium. Great racing today.
Me and Rastrelli had a good battle. John was riding awesome. Chad passed the guys pretty quick, and he pulled me. Tried my best to get up to him, but I'm still bumming from Daytona's crash, and my knee's not where it needs to be. So I just stayed in second. I knew I had to overall, and that's what I needed to do today. I mean, just chip away at the championship, and I think I'm on the right track.
Good start to the second moto, and we made some quick passes on the guys in front of us, Jeffrey and John, and we had about a 4 or 5 second gap throughout the whole race. Just real kind of calm and relaxed, and it was a good way to end the day, and good points day for us. We gained points on the championship, and was second overall. So right where we need to be on the box, and big hats off to my crew and all of my support group, and looking forward to the next one at Indiana.
Ended up fourth in the first moto for the moto. Second moto, I was able to pull the whole shot. I made a couple mistakes. I fell back to fourth, and that's where I ended up. I was able to run him down at the end and tried to make a pass on Rastrelli, but wasn't able to get around, but it was able to secure a third overall for the weekend. So all in all, not a bad weekend.
Give you your race recap brought to you by AMSOIL. First moto, it was all about the Hondas up front. David Hogsma dealing with heavy pressure from Joel Hetrick, and when the rest of the field caught up, Hetrick knew he had to go. He did go. He gets the lead. This turned out to be one of the best races of the year, because on the last lap, Hetrick would spin out, and that would allow second and third Thomas Brown, Chad Weenan, and nearly get him. Moto 2, the 13 of Natali with the whole shot over Rastrelli, and those two battle the whole way. Then Weenan caught them. He gets around Rastrelli, takes second, and then goes inside on Natali to take the lead. Natali gets bumped off the main race line. Rastrelli goes around him. Then Joel Hetrick gets around Natali and Rastrelli. Clutch move to take second in the moto, and that's enough for the overall win. So moto win for Weenan, and an overall win for Hetrick. This championship's going to roll on. Thanks for watching ATV Motocross from Muddy Creek.